New York is a city like no other. There are endless things to see and do. Here are just 10 of the best attractions that the city has to offer. Number 1. Times Square. Times Square is one of the most popular destinations in New York City, and it's definitely worth stopping by. Whether you're looking for a place to catch a show, take in the sights, or just people watch, with its bright lights and giant screens, it's an iconic spot that's especially popular at night. Times Square gets its name from the New York Times Tower, completed in 1904. The newspaper was the first to post current headlines on its moving sign, which was a world first when it debuted in 1928. Nowadays, the area is known for being busy and crowded, but uniquely appealing. If you need a break from all the activity, there are bleachers set up at one end of Times Square, where you can sit back and take in the scene. And if you're looking for something fun to do, Madame Tussauds Wax Museum is nearby. With its lifelike wax figures of New York City's icons like Jimmy Fallon and the set of The Tonight Show, Broadway cast members, and interactive exhibits, it's an excellent spot to see. Plus, the building's glass dome offers fantastic views over Times Square. Number 2. Central Park. If you need a break from the hustle and bustle of the city, Central Park is the perfect place to go. It's an oasis in the middle of Manhattan with plenty of green space to relax or take a stroll. And there are numerous activities to keep you entertained, like horse-drawn carriage rides, boat rentals, and ice skating in the winter. The park also boasts some of the best views in the city. The Belvedere Castle offers sweeping panoramas from its vantage point on Vista Rock, while the nearby Central Park Zoo is perfect for a break from sightseeing. Number 3. Brooklyn Bridge. The Brooklyn Bridge is one of the most recognizable landmarks in New York City. It spans the East River and connects Manhattan to Brooklyn, and it's a fantastic spot for taking photos with the stunning views of the skyline and the Statue of Liberty. It's also a popular spot for walking, biking, and rollerblading with the pedestrian walkway that runs along the length of the bridge and bike paths on both sides. Number 4. The Metropolitan Museum of Art. The Metropolitan Museum of Art is one of the most famous museums in the United States. Founded in 1870, it contains more than 2 million pieces of art from around the world. The Met Fifth Avenue is the main site for the museum and is a must-see for anyone visiting New York City. Appreciate this collection from American decorative arts, arms and armor, costumes to Egyptian art, photographs, musical instruments, and much more. The Met Cloisters is another beautiful museum worth seeing, especially if you're into medieval art and architecture. Located in Fort Tryon Park in northern Manhattan, it's one of the Metropolitan Museum of Art branches. This museum will transport you back in time, housed in an excellent structure built around authentic medieval cloisters, chapels, and halls. If you want to avoid the crowds, consider grabbing skip-the-line tickets with the self-guided option or the private guided tour. Visiting the Metropolitan Museum of Art is a truly unforgettable experience. Whether you explore the main museum on Fifth Avenue or the Met Cloisters in Fort Tryon Park, you'll be blown away by the incredible artwork on display. Number 5. The Empire State Building. The Empire State Building is one of the most iconic skyscrapers globally, completed in 1931 and standing 102 floors tall. The building has an observation deck on the 86th floor, which offers stunning city views. There's also a 360-degree observatory on the 102nd floor. If you want to avoid the crowds, consider visiting early in the morning or later at night. A visit to the Empire State Building is a must for anyone visiting New York City. The views from the observation deck are incredible, and it's an experience you won't forget. Number 6. 9/11 Memorial and Museum. Located at the World Trade Center site in Lower Manhattan, the 9/11 Memorial and Museum is a tribute to the victims of the September 11th attacks. It features 2 massive waterfalls and a reflecting pool. The museum is dedicated to telling the story of the attacks and their aftermath. Here you can see some of the wreckage of the Twin Towers and exhibits on the aftermath of the attacks. The 9/11 Memorial and Museum are a powerfully moving place to visit, offering a sad reminder of the events of September 11th and the impact it had on the world. Number 7. Statue of Liberty. The Statue of Liberty is one of the most iconic symbols of the United States. It was a gift from France built on Liberty Island in 1886. The statue is 305 feet high. You can take a ferry to the island and there's an observatory deck at the base of the statue. If you want to avoid the crowds, consider visiting early in the morning or later at night. It's an impressive sight and it's a great way to learn more about the history of the United States. Number 8. Rockefeller Center. Rockefeller Center is a large complex in Midtown Manhattan. It includes 19 commercial buildings, the famous Radio City Music Hall, and an observation deck, the top of the Rock. The complex was built in the 1930s, making for a unique place to visit if you're interested in architecture. The Rockefeller Center tour is a fun way to learn about its history and see some of its most famous sites. Also, when visiting New York City during the holidays, check out the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree. It's a tradition that dates back to 1933, and it's one of the most popular tourist attractions in the city. Number 9. Broadway. Broadway is the name given to a stretch of theaters in Midtown Manhattan. It's home to some of the most popular shows globally, such as Hamlet, The Lion King, and Wicked. If you want to see a Broadway show, it's best to buy tickets in advance. A visit to Broadway is a must for any theater lover. The performances are globally renowned and it's an experience you won't forget. Number 10. Highline. The Highline is an elevated park in Manhattan, built on an abandoned railway line. The park runs from Gansevoort Street to 34th Street, and it offers stunning views of the city. The park is open all year round, and there are several events and activities held throughout the year. In addition, the park is transformed into a winter wonderland in winter, with various festive activities and attractions. We hope you've enjoyed our top 10 list of attractions, and if you're interested in more, you can read the full article below.